Welcome to Unit 1 in our New Mexico history class. As you probably know by now, I'm Brandon Morgan and I am the instructor for this class. I'm looking forward to getting to know each of you over the next 8 weeks, and I'm looking forward to learning from your insights on New Mexico history. I do apologize for any background noise that there may be. I'm recording this one outside of Starbucks by my house this morning because that's where I was able to work. For Unit 1, a few things I wanted to point out is, first and foremost, get started as soon as you can because this unit is a little intensive. Everything is due Friday by midnight, by 11:59 p.m. What we'll be doing in this unit is introducing ourselves to one another on the discussion board. We'll be getting started with our work on Twitter, so if you don't already have an account, you'll need to register and start using Twitter. You'll be identifying a primary source and a secondary source there. It should be apparent what that means if you don't yet know by the time that you complete the reading that is assigned for this unit. We're going to be talking about what history is, what it means to study the past, and what some of the main issues and concerns are. So we'll be thinking about history as a discipline, and we'll also be thinking about why New Mexico history a little bit. So those are kind of big questions that we're going to touch on in this unit to get started so that we can think about those things from a critical angle. And then we will, of course, be discussing those things as we go throughout the rest of the term. Something to emphasize from Unit 1 in terms of a major concept is the notion of historical thinking. So please, if you have the idea that history is just a list of facts and dates and names that you had to memorize and you're bad at history because you can never remember those things, that's not what history is. That's not what it means to study the past. There's not some set of knowledge that you just need to know. But instead, history is about discovery. It's about putting together the pieces of a puzzle in order to figure out how much we can know about the past, how many different perspectives we can gain, and how we can think about what kinds of sources we have and what the limitations of those sources might be. So historical thinking then, as you'll learn more about in a couple of the videos and readings for this unit, historical thinking are the habits of mind and the methods that it takes to figure out what happened in the past, how we know what we know about the past. I think that's probably what I want to say here in the intro about historical thinking. Otherwise, you'll need to look over the timeline assignment instructions. There's no assignment due for that in Unit 1, but we will be completing a timeline assignment in Unit 2. The timeline is sort of the core of the class, so please ask questions early and often about that. I don't like using the discussion board in Blackboard as the core of the class, as many online classes do, and as I had in the past. I don't think it's super engaging, and so we'll be using Tiki-Taki and building a timeline together instead. We will be doing some work on the discussion board, but as you'll see, it's more kind of creative and thoughtful work. It's not just the kind of week in, week out sort of thing, the bread and butter. That will be done on Tiki-Taki as we do our timeline. Let's see, I think those are the major things. You should look over the instructions and requirements for the final project so you can start planning ahead for that and so that you can start asking questions if you have them. Otherwise, I look forward to discussing history as a discipline, as a method with you this week, and I look forward to learning from your insights.